responding to the claim that the polygraph test is not accurate enough to determine whether a person is being truthful. This claim is supported by his secondary claims that, one, there is no scientific evidence to prove that a lie detector test can really tell if a person is lying. Two, throughout history there have been cases in which the results of the test are critically wrong. And three, lie detector tests are not entirely admissible in the courts of the United States. So as for the first secondary claim, there's no scientific evidence that proves that lie detector tests can tell if a person is lying. He did not offer, any research review or any studies that actually confirmed that there is no scientific evidence. However, I did find a research review conducted by the OTA, which is the Office of Technology Assessment. They're part of Congress, or used to be, and they pointed out, after reviewing many different studies, that it's very difficult to provide or conduct an acceptable scientific test, and that it's difficult to quantify the significance of the influence of the examiner, the examinee, the questions, the setting, and the overall situation. And this is also kind of confirmed by the APA, which is the American Psychological Association, and they said that it's hard to create real world situations when you are conducting polygraph tests, because it's a lot different, or your physiological responses are going to be different when you're in a lab conducting a study as opposed to your life being on the line and, or you're getting turned away from a job. So, however, my biggest problem with this claim is that it's attacking polygraphs from the wrong angle, because the polygraph is just a tool. It just measures, your physiological responses when asked certain questions. However, the lie detector is actually the examiner. And in an article written by Susan McCarthy, she cites a former Air Force general, Eugene Habiger, who is also the head of security for the DOE, the Department of Energy. And he states that the polygraph is, a very powerful deterrent, that it is an inducer of confession, and that anybody who is applying for the DOE goes through this, and they end up turning a lot of people down. And this was also confirmed by my brother, who is a deputy sheriff for the Sheriff's Department of Monterey County, and he took an FBI interrogation course, and he says that a lot of the old-timers who actually use polygraphs don't actually rely on the polygraph results. They just use it to see if there are, responses. However, what they're mainly looking for are tics. So if you scratch yourself, if you look a certain way, if you stutter, if there's, a tremble in your voice, then that's when they start probing questions. So the actual reliance on the polygraph is very low. However, even if there is no scientific evidence of the accuracy of the polygraph, it is still a very useful tool for many government agencies like the NSA, FBI, CIA, DOD, DOE, and various police departments. As far as the second claim, throughout history there have been cases which the results of the polygraph are critically wrong. The opponent only offered one source, or one example of Aldrich Ames, which is a very famous case and kind of an anomaly, and we know that because it is an anomaly. I imagine that a lot of the information, if we were to uncover a spy, that information would be classified. A lot of the information that the OTA was trying to review was actually held classified by the NSA and CIA. So if we did uncover somebody, we wouldn't really know. And also, Marissa Taylor, in an article that she wrote about the FBI and their application process, states that every year thousands of applicants are turned away just based on their polygraph results. And then for the third claim, lie detector tests are not entirely admissible in the courts of the United States. It is true that we do allow it, but it has to be agreed on by both parties who are in court. And Sheldon Cohen in his article points out that a lot of that has to do with our protection by the Fifth Amendment that states that we have the right to protect ourselves from self-incrimination. So unless we both agree on the use of polygraph tests, then yeah, we can't use them, but it doesn't mean that the court is believing that the polygraph results are inaccurate. So I think the important thing to take away from this is that the polygraph is merely a tool and that the lie detector is actually the examiner.